So, Mrs. Medina, thank you for attending the post-conference. I wanted to start by asking you, how do you feel the lesson went?
I feel that the lesson went well. It was a great opportunity for my students to have a discussion about what they were understanding for the novel we're reading. And it was nice to see that they were paying attention to what kind of question it was. So using the depth of knowledge helped them to see the different types of questions.
Yeah, I noticed that for your lesson plan, you were focusing on the depth of knowledge questioning for the state testing.
Yeah, I feel that they need practice in order to be prepared for the state tests.
Awesome, awesome. And what do you felt like the kids really got out of that 30 minutes I was there?
They were able to show understanding of the chapter we were reading, and they seemed to be more confident. This was the second time they did this kind of discussion, so they seemed to be more confident in looking at the types of questions they were answering.
And looking for like what you were kind of expecting from them. Okay. And I saw wonderful things. I heard good discussions. Was there something maybe you would have liked to have changed?
I know I gave them the sentence starters, which had them engaged most of the time, but I feel like some of them didn't need those sentence starters, but maybe they needed different kinds of discussions. Like they were ready for more, like challenging.
Okay, so maybe a bit more scaffolding into maybe another level of discussion and maybe supporting with evidence. I noticed for your learning environment, did you feel the kids were kind of comfortable with this? I know you mentioned it was your second time, but were they comfortable with this type of lesson? Did they understand the instructions and the assignment?
Yeah, I think the expectations were clear, and they do appreciate being able to sit with other students that they can have a discussion with, and it is flexible seating, so they can either sit at the table or sit on the crates by the floor.
Awesome. And for those students that you felt it was a little bit challenging for them, how did you support them?
I do have EL learners, so I feel that they do rely on the sentence starters, but I'm starting to see that they are willing to talk more, so I think the sentence starters are helping them, but I'm going to try to get them away from just relying on those.
Good, good. Do you feel like the students also understood the success criteria and the kind of like their expectations for knowing that they answered the question correctly? I noticed that some of them were going back into their book and rereading things. That was pretty awesome. But maybe some of the discussion I wanted to see a little bit more from, and I just felt like one or two students were kind of just stuck rereading the whole thing and trying to answer the question as opposed to trying to search for that depth of knowledge. So I guess my question is, do you feel like the students understood that they were doing the assignment right based on what?
I did notice while I was walking around that some of them were rereading like pages, so I did have to stop and explain that they have to go back to the part where they feel they will find the answer, not just reread the whole chapter. So.
Yeah, because they'd be there for a long time. Good, good. And did you feel like this was definitely an appropriate challenge for them? Was it too high, maybe too low? I kind of got the gist that it was something that they're more comfortable with, but I just wanted to see your perspective.
We do a lot of book talks, so during that reading they are used to discussing books at their level. So this is a whole group lesson, and usually when I read aloud, they are comfortable discussing, turning and talking to a partner or working on comprehension questions. So yeah.
Awesome. And I know that the CSTP you were focusing on was 1.5, critical thinking through inquiry. I saw this through some of the students really focusing, going back into the story, going back into their novel packet. How did you felt that you were addressing your standard for the teaching profession?
I feel like they were doing a good job of meeting that expectation of citing evidence, because that's something that we're focusing on for the first half of the year.